Hey buddy, and welcome to Swedish black metal. This time we have here a band called Ofermod from Sweden, which is, I guess, to know many as a kind of a cult band because of its various endeavors, which includes, but not limited to, criminality as well as secret occult orders of various sorts. This album is already a few years old. Once again, coming from my backlog. So Sol Nox is not actually the latest release by the band, but it's still the latest album by the time of this video is done, or during the time when this video is done. But there is supposed to be a new album soon, actually this month already. Sol Nox is the third album by the band, and let's put it this way, this band started already in the 1990s, but the first few years were not the most active ones, as the band had other ventures to go to, and different lifestyle, I guess, is the proper word to say. However, last few years the band has been more active and also related to more or less occult stuff. Namely, the secret, or not so secret society maybe, but occult organization known as Dragon Rouge. And this rather religious, or at least occult thing has more or less affected the band in the sorts that it's more active these days. The result being, Ofermod kind of carries a sort of baggage that has affected how the band's music has been put out. And to kind of underline the Dragon Rouge point once again here with the nice looking packaging, here it's all said, should the zoom just work, that this is related to this Draconian Order, Dragon Rouge and all that stuff. More info will be found on the website. You can use your Google skill if you can't read. Pardon for this summer daylight, which is sometimes very hard to handle with the review stuff. But that's enough of the nonsense. Let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site so you can get the basic idea, the kind of a grasp of the discography. As mentioned, the band started in 1990s, but the first few years the band wasn't exactly the most active ones. There is some key interesting information here in case you want to read about it, but we'll focus on the music with this review. So soon after the first two albums came out, the band's kind of started to speed up, and Sol Nox being out there since 2017 and then succeeded by two other releases, and this being the third album with some 35 minutes of black metal the Swedish way. One could even make the bold claim or statement that the band's actually more interesting in the non-musical sense, being related to these crimes and criminal activity, as well as these occult organization things, whereas the music is rather traditional second wave black metal. One could even go as far as to say this isn't really original black metal at all, because the style here is very much like repeating those same kind of patterns and veins which already were there in the 1990s. I was gonna say 1960s, but well, that would have been too much. Now the point here is to say it's nothing wrong with being unoriginal as hell, because what in essence Sol Nox is, it's actually very well made black metal. And all those melodies have the kind of a sinister and evil vibe which is there to be, you know, with the kind of a very traditional second wave of black metal thing. But to say this is something new and mind-blowing in the sense of music, I would go that's very far-fetched, as the music here is actually kind of repeating the same old paths, both in a good and bad way. Now, the music here isn't the most extreme of black metal, but it isn't the most mainstream neither. The thing here is, it's kind of a melodic, it's kind of a energetic with their tempo, and all that songwriting is very nice. But is it something different? Something like really mind-blowingly different from many other bands in that respect? Unfortunately, the answer is no. While I can totally enjoy this album, giving it multiple spins and all the way from vocals to how the riffs are composed and all that stuff. Nothing really shakes me. You know, it's just like there's something when you have a band which has certain kind of a reputation, maybe bad reputation or evil reputation. In this case, you kind of start to create even more expectations. Whereas usually it's the other way around when you take a look at the facts. I mean, if you have other endeavors which are kind of making your musical job or endeavors or adventures or whatever you want to use kind of harder, then it actually kind of reflects on the music as well. Now, that is not to say that this isn't quality work, because I actually think this is a good album. But is it something groundbreaking and, you know, making it very bold way as music versus the other stuff outside the band? Not really. So I guess it's safe to say Sol Nox is a good album, but nothing spectacular, because all the stuff here is very, very familiar since 90s. Now, if you're of new school, this might feel kind of a fresh, but if you have been listening black metal like since mid 90s or even early 2000s, you pretty much know what to expect, and nothing here kind of breaks those boundaries. Now, all this being said, obviously I would suggest go take a look at this music. At the time of this review, the Bandcamp didn't include this particular album, so you can either listen to some other releases by the band, or then just go with the YouTube and search for yourself in case you want to go with this album and give it a listen before buying it. I strongly recommend checking this one out. It's a good one, even if not the most groundbreaking album ever. Thank you for watching, and should you have any comments, opinions or whatever, put them on the comments box below. I'll get back to you.